All right, guys. Well, we've reached that time again here in the 1908 replay. We have finished another week. It's time to go take a look at the statistics. It's probably easier just to do this once a week than to try to do it once a month or whatever my plan was originally. We'll take a look here, first of all, at the standings. The American League, of course, is still close with Cleveland, Philadelphia, St. Louis, and Boston all very closely tied together. The White Sox and Tigers have actually been going the wrong direction, and those are the two of the three teams that were in it in real life. The Athletics are the real surprising team. Cleveland's not quite that surprising. It's pretty obvious that they have a good team. And St. Louis and Boston are both up there and trying to stay relevant. So we'll see what happens with them. And over in the National League, of course, it's been all New York. I've read a number of 1908 replay results from a number of people playing with a number of games, and I always have a real hard time understanding why the New York Giants in real life didn't win the pennant. I mean, this is a really, really good team, and they'd almost have to try to not win the pennant. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit surprising that the Giants were not able to be successful in the end, but that's what happened in real life. We'll go take a look here at the stats, which are probably a little bit more interesting for you. So we'll look here first at the batting leaders before we look at different statistics. We'll look, I think, at the American League probably first. So you have, let's see, this is going to be... which Clark is this? Well, have to go over here to the roster of the Naps, and remember, this is the problem. We got two of them. It's Josh Clark. That's the one who is leading the American League in hitting at the moment. He is hitting 368, followed by Gessler of the Red Sox at 342, and then Niles with the Highlanders of all teams at 325. So it gives you sort of an idea of what the hitting is like. I mean, 368 is going to be a good batting average pretty much no matter what season it is. As you can see here, Skeetersoft is still pretty batting average centric. You have Harry Niles with 5 home runs for the Highlanders. I think we've talked about him before. Rube Oldering leads with 20 RBIs. I'd like to play 1930 after this just to get an idea of a different type of hitting. Thank you very much. Niles has a .513 slugging percentage, and the on-base percentage leader is, again, Clark with 450. He's just been getting on base like crazy. Go take a look over here. OPS, it's actually, I'm sorry, this is the National League. Look at that. OPS is going to be Niles, who leads with 881, followed very closely by Gessler at 877. Stolen bases, we're looking at Patsy Doherty, who has 14, and then Ty Cobb with 13, and that's probably about where you would expect it to be at this point in time. And there are lots of guys with caught stealing. Go over here to pitching. Again, look at the American League. Cy Young has a 1.04 ERA. We were talking about him the other day. He's got the ERA, but he's also lost 5 games. There he is right there. He keeps losing. Followed by Smith with 1.32, Vickers with 1.36, a whole bevy of pitchers there at ERA of under 2. Eddie Joss has 7 wins. Ed Walsh has 48 strikeouts. That's not surprising considering how many times he starts and plays. And he's pitched over 85 innings. He's going to get over 400, I'm pretty sure, in this replay unless he really starts pitching poorly. Looking at the additional leaders, Cy Morgan's given up 4 home runs, which is kind of hard to do in 1908. Frank Smith with the White Sox has a 176 batted against average, but it's not good enough to help his team win very much, unfortunately. And Coombs of the Athletics has given up 29 walks. We'll look over here real quick in the National League next. It's Mike Donlin, no surprise there, who's leading in batting average with 360, followed by Bresnahan with 350, and then Honus Wagner, distant third at 339. Tim Jordan and Billy Maloney have 4 home runs each. I think Jordan led in real life in home runs, if I remember right. I have to go back and look that one up. Wagner, of course, .516 slugging percentage. There's no surprise there. And Roger Bresnahan is a .481 on-base percentage. Also not that surprising when you look at everything else. Bresnahan has the .918 OPS, so he's a little bit ahead of Wagner right now, but we'll see how long that lasts. Evers has stolen 20 bases, but has been caught 11 times, so he does it all on the base paths. And we'll look here quickly at the pitchers. It's Dorner with the Doves with an 0.97 ERA leading everybody, followed by Bugs Raymond of the Cardinals with 0.99. Cardinals with some good pitching in terms of ERA. They don't have the hitting. That's their problem. Orville overall has struck out 51. He leads the National League in strikeouts so far. Christy Mathewson, meanwhile, has won 8, and he hasn't lost yet, I believe. Look at these leaders here. Joe McGinnity's given up 5 home runs already, which is not easy to do. We have 4 guys tied with 8 complete games. That's going to be sort of a staple of this replay, so we'll have to get used to that. And now let's look really, really quick over here at the league numbers. We'll look at the American League batting, I think, first. So I've got this off camera. It's not going to let me pull it on over, so we'll keep this off camera for now. Just a quick look here at the batting averages and how it compares batting OPS, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. I mean, the thing that matters, I think, the most to us at this stage is the overall. The 3 lines in real life were 239, 294, and 304. This is 238, 293, and 305. So we're, for the most part, right on. Looking at the individual teams for any strange deviations, I'm not seeing much other than that the Tigers just aren't hitting quite right. And the Philadelphia Athletics are hitting significantly better than they did in real life, at least in terms of on-base percentage and slugging percentage, and that's where the difference has been. But for the most part, this is pretty much exactly dead on with what you would expect for this replay. And we'll look at the National League now. When we look at the National League, that split overall 239, 299, and 306. So this is a bit further off. We got 229. National League batting average is a bit depressed, 284 and 295. So there is a difference there in the National League, off by about 9-10 points. That'll probably come out over time. Look really quick here at overall pitching in the American League. We got a 2.35 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP against the ERA here of where are we in real life? 239. So that's very, very close. And the walks, hits, and innings pitched is 1.13 in real life. That's about as close as you can get. I think I've said that before. Batted against average, of course, is the same as batting average. We've seen that already. And when we look at the National League, in the replay, it's 2.25 against 2.35 in real life. So the replay has a lot more heavy pitching in the National League. I think it's probably because I'm not using a lot of those kind of one and done type starters. If I were using real life lineups, it'd probably be a little bit closer. And the WHIP in real life was 1.14. Here it's 1.11, which is again dead on. One other thing I do like to look at, and you know about this in fielding, I just like to take a look and see what's happening in terms of double plays. They're all very even. Right now the Browns have a little bit more than everyone else, but they've played a game more. And in the National League, this won't be too much of a surprise. It's the New York Giants who are turning all the double plays with their good fielding. So there you have it so far. That's how these statistics are looking in the replay. It's still pretty early. We're looking at, May 18th is going to be the next day. So it's a little bit too early to be able to say anything conclusively one way or another. But I like the way that things are. I'll tell you, most games with their 1908 seasons aren't going to be this close, especially this early in the season. There you have it. Talk to you later. Bye.